everyone! I'd like to quickly introduce myself. I'm Jennifer Charlotte Imayuga of Antawid Pamilya Finance Budget. Me and my colleague were glad to discuss the topic about the traveling expenses and other claims. We're going to talk about traveling expenses, cash advances, pooling and miscellaneous expenses, utilities, liquidation report, and documentation requirement for the payment of the supplier. We will give you time to ask questions later after our presentation. So let me begin with the guidelines on the claims of traveling expenses by answering the four W's. First W is who. Who can claim the traveling expenses? Of course, all employees can claim traveling expenses on all official travel on a reimbursable basis. Second W is what. What are the things to remember before and after you travel? First, the employee should secure first his or her approved travel order or special order before traveling. Second, certificate of appearance should be attached for every dates of travel in chronological order. Third, only ordinary means of transportation is allowed. Hiring of vehicle is allowed only if there is a need and a highly justifiable. So, justification letter must be attached. Fourth, all original tickets and receipts should be attached to the voucher in a chronological order. Fifth, for those vehicles that do not issue ticket or receipt, certification of expenses not requiring receipt should be attached for the fare above 100 to 300 pesos, and for the fare beyond 300 pesos, reimbursement expense receipt should be attached. 6. Always indicate the time of your departure and arrival in the itinerary of travel. 7. Feedback report should always be attached in the reimbursement as a proof of travel. And the last two W, when and where. When and where the employees can claim per diem. Employees are entitled for a per diem allowance if the travel is beyond 50 km of his or her official station. If an employee attended training, seminars, meeting with provision of board and lodging, per diem is not allowed, even the incidental expenses. Here is the sample computation of per diem. Once you arrive at your destination, regardless of time and succeeding days thereof, on official business, you can claim 100% of per diem, which is equal to 2,200 pesos. 1,100 pesos is for the lodging, 660 pesos is for the meal, and 440 pesos is for the incidental expenses. And for the departure going to your official station, regardless of time, you can claim only 50% of per diem, which is equals to 1,100 pesos for your meal and for your incidental expenses. Next is what makes a good traveling expenses. First, it should be properly arranged. It must be filed and fastened according to the dates of travel. Second is the completeness of attachment. Later, I will show you what are the attachment of a traveling expenses voucher. Third, it must be submitted on a given deadline, which is every 15th of the month. So here's the traveling expenses attachment. Route slip. Route slip is used for tracking of your vouchers. Itinerary of travel. This serves as the summary of all expenses and basis of reimbursement. 3 copies of IT is required. It must be signed by the claimant, reviewed by our provincial link, and approved by our regional program coordinator. Certification of travel completed. This is to certify the completion of the whole travel. 2 copies of CTC is required and must be approved by your provincial link. Travel request form. This is the basis of the travel is official. 2 copies is required, 1 original and 1 photocopy, and must be approved by your provincial link. Certificate of appearance serve as the evidence that you actually appeared on the area. 2 copies required, one original copy and one photocopy, and must be signed by the person you are with. Certification of Expenses Not Requiring Receipt or CENRR. It is used when the fare is above 100 and not more than 300 pesos, and the driver did not issue ticket or receipt. It must be signed by your provincial link. Reimbursement Expense Receipt or RER. It is used when the fare is above 300 pesos and the driver did not issue ticket or receipt. You must complete the data on the RER such as name, address, and signature of the driver, and witness if any. Justification for hiring of motorcycle or vehicle. This serve as the basis if the hired motorcycle or vehicle is justifiable. It indicates the purpose and the reason. It must be detailed and signed by your provincial link. Prevailing rate or fare matrix. This is the basis for the actual fare incurred in the travel. There is also other attachment need to be attached like Regional Special Order or RSO, Regional Travel Order or RTO, if there is a travel outside the assigned province, if the travel is for the deployment of the new staff or reassignment of the staff, and if there is a training. And now we're done with the attachment of the traveling expenses voucher. Let's now proceed to the process of vouchers. The staff will send their TEB to the Provincial Operation Office for the signature and approval of the provincial link and for the completeness of the attachment. The POO will send the signed TEB to the regional office. AA will pick up the documents and check the transmittal if it is complete. And then, they will encode the documents for incoming. The financial analyst one or a senior bookkeeper will receive and review the voucher. After the FA1 or SB reviewed the voucher, Regional Program Coordinator or RPC will sign the attachment of the voucher, including the ORS, DB, and the summary of claims. Before, Deputy Program Manager is the one who will sign the ORS and the DB. After the approval of the RPC, the FA1 or the SB will collate the TEB per municipality. After that, the TEB will be forwarded to the budget unit for funding. Financial Analyst 3 will sign the ORS. After the budget unit, the TEB will be sent back to the FA1 or SB for the final checking and for the journal entry voucher. Then, the voucher will be out to the accounting unit for the disbursement voucher number and for the approval of the accountant. After that, the FA1 or SB will now prepare the hash. The regional director will approve the voucher and the hash and will be out to the cash unit for LDDAP. The reimbursement will now be deposited to your account. And that ends the process of the voucher. The next topic will be presented by my colleague. Thank you.